Hey yo, what's up YouTube? Knox Vegas Reptiles here with another video. Today we are going to be addressing a very controversial topic, and that is the spider ball python. Alright, so you've seen a lot of really bad videos plastered all over YouTube. I know Brian and Nerd have both already addressed this topic, but of course there are some younger YouTubers, I'm not going to name names, trying to get clout and trashing the people that's been doing it for 20-30 years. And you all already know how I feel about that. I've talked about it in previous videos. Don't talk trash about somebody just to become famous on YouTube. Yeah, do it your own way, find your own path, but that's not the right way to get views. Anyway, so the truth about the spider ball python is it was a wild morph. It was, sorry bud, it was a morph that they did find in the wild. Of course, the wild ones do not look like the beautiful spiders that we have today, but they were first discovered in the wild and imported, and then Brian Barczyk and Nerd, New England Reptiles, were the main ones responsible for producing the spiders we have today and bringing them into the pet trade. All right, and as you know, they're known for having like a bad wobble or, you know, corkscrewing, where they just kind of act a little goofy, flip themselves like up and around, upside down. No other way to describe it other than corkscrewing. And yes, it is a neurological issue. In some, it is very, very, very bad. In others, they don't have one at all. Some spiders are actually healthy. Okay, it's just like, it's from inbreeding, and it's no different than like the different royal families of Europe and the ancient world inbreeding and it producing certain diseases like hemophilia, porphyria. For instance, I have hemophilia A. It was spread through inbreeding in the different royal families of Europe, and it first was discovered in ancient Egypt. And as we know, in ancient times, keeping the royal bloodline pure was very, very important, just as much as in Imperial Europe. But anyways, that's what happened here with the spider ball python. Was everybody went nuts over the spiders, so people just kept inbreeding them and inbreeding them and inbreeding them, and that's why you have this neurological issue that they're associated with. Now, this boy here, as you can see, yes, this is a boy. I know this is a ginormous boy, but it is a boy. And ignore his tail. He is a rescue. He came to us with a broken tail. I'm not sure what happened. There's a little piece of shit on it, but anyway. So this is cesarean, and yeah, he's perfectly healthy. Yeah, he acts a bit goofy, but he has no wobble. Doesn't really do any corkscrewing. He's 100% healthy, despite, you know, coming out of a very, very bad situation too. And that's another thing too. The one kid I'm talking about is like trashing everybody. The one main kid I'm talking about, he admitted he rescued his spider. You don't know what that snake went through before you got it. It could have also like enhanced those issues. And that snake looked pretty emaciated to begin with, so that could have had something to do with it too. But anyway, regardless, you know, coming out of a drug house, and we got there's 5 snakes they pulled out of there. We took all 5 of them. We gave one to a friend in exchange for rehabbing the one that was the worst off for us, and getting him back up to health for us. And that would be our boy Ramesses. Ramesses was like a week away from death. You could see every bone in that baby's spine, and he was probably like maybe a year old at most, not even. Luckily, this guy, like I said, was pretty healthy. Didn't take much to get him back you know, and now he's bigger, stronger, healthier than ever. And he's bred for us, so let me show you some of his babies and prove to you that for the majority of spiders, they don't have wobble, or if they do, it's a very, very mild one. I keep doing. I'm sorry, buddy. Anyway, the one for the majority of spiders, they have a very, very mild wobble, if they have one at all. And again, I'm going to pull his babies out and show you, so that way you can't be like, oh, well, this is just like the 1 percentile or the 2 percentile. No, no, no. The severe cases are the, you know, the 2, the 3, the 10 percentile. But without further ado, I'm going to pull down some of his babies to show you. Okay, so here's baby number 1. This one is actually our calico male to a queen spin female. So mom had spider in her. And as you can see, barely, hard to really get it on camera there, but perfectly healthy baby. He can hold his head perfectly still. He can eat just fine. No issues at all. And usually wobbles start out worse when they're babies and they gradually get better. 1 second, put this one back. And I'm actually going to get this other one out. Okay, and this is the second spider calico. Again, look at that. Holding its head perfectly still, right? No issues. Go ahead and change this. Take that dirty water out. I got this guy out. Here we go. All clean. Okay. Now for cesareans babies. Again, look, perfectly healthy little spider. Look at that pattern. God, it's a gorgeous animal. Anyway. Phew, excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I figured while I had these out, I might as well clean their tubs. Next one up. Because it is cleaning day. But anyway. Look at this one. Oh, man. This one is holding its head absolutely perfect. Look at that. Look at that animal. Feisty little dude. That animal is pure perfection right there. Gorgeous eyes. Gorgeous markings. Healthy snake. And when you're picking out a baby snake, what you want to look for when you're wanting to make sure you got a healthy baby is, you know, are they being sluggish? I mean, same stuff you would be looking for in like a puppy or a kitten, you know, like, are the eyes clear? You know, is the skin nice and shiny? You know, small indicators like that. But also with reptiles, there's extra indicators you need to look for, like behavior. Again, are they being sluggish? Are they being perky, acting curious, whatnot? You know, want to explore. That's a sign of a healthy baby. Ta-da! Okay, so this one's wanting to corkscrew a little bit. You have a little bit of a wobble going on there. But this one and that first one are twins. So they were pretty small when they were born. So any kind of issues are going to be like enhanced a little bit with them because they're preemie, but it's like being born a preemie, but they're not preemie. Just because how small they were and, you know. But still, another very healthy, very beautiful spider ball python. And that spider web pattern is just... You know, while I'm cleaning this cage, what's y'all's favorite morph that uses spider? I mean, do you just like the regular old spider? Do you like spider pin? Do you like a queen spin? Do you like killer blast? The killer bee? The bumblebee? Like, and every single one of these I'm naming off is banned in Europe. Europe, lift your ban. I do think we need to be pickier when it comes to the spider gene. And look, y'all, I believe it's possible to breed out the wobble. I really do. I think, you know, if it has a bad wobble, don't breed it. If it does not have a wobble, go ahead and breed it. If you end up with any babies that do have a really bad wobble, then don't breed that snake again. You know, then you know that that animal is going to produce unhealthy snakes. But I digress. Now I am going to pull out a girl who does have a kind of bad wobble. And I would say moderate. And then I'm going to pull out one last girl. One second. So here's one of my favorite Morris using spider. My favorite is probably the killer bee, or well, the bumblebee or the killer bee, because I love bumblebees. But here's a little killer blast. Look at that animal. It'd help if I'd show it to the camera, wouldn't it? Gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful girl. Now, as you can see, she's trying to like curl back up on herself. She's going upside down. Derp. And this would be the second worst wobble in the house. And when she was a newborn, she wanted the death roll. Whoop. Oh, and there's proof that spiders can right themselves. That little teenager that I was discussing earlier tried to say that they cannot right themselves, that they end up flipping upside down, they can't turn themselves back over. She just did. So, look at her. Beautiful girl. Again, she's healthy. You know, she's just a bit goofy, and I mean, she had to be assist fed a little bit when, you know, she was a newborn, but now she is totally 100% fine. 100%. 1 second, y'all. Clean this cage real quick. And last but not least, I'm going to go get that one's older sister. Okay, so this would be Little Miss Runt. All right. Believe it or not, this is a 2 going on 3-year-old snake. I know, she's extremely tiny. It took over 4 months, like somewhere between 4 to 6 months, to get her to eat on her own. So that's why she's so tiny. But she eats totally fine now, without any assistance whatsoever. I think she's only ever like struck and missed her target like once when Dustin was feeding her and she accidentally bit him. Her wobble used to be really, really bad, but now not so much. What had happened was my husband wanted to let the eggs incubate naturally, let mom incubate the eggs instead of putting them in an incubator, because 1, we're limited on space, and 2, just, you want, if you can leave something more natural, like what they would be doing in the wild, that's what you want to do. You want to keep things as simple as possible. If you can replicate something they're doing in the wild, absolutely. But anyway, the eggs started to deflate because there was a humidity issue. So he put them in the incubator. He caught them on day 55. Actually, I think it was like day 57. And half of the eggs were fully developed and the other half weren't. They needed a couple more days. Well, all the preemie ones died, but this girl. She will not be a breeder, because we do not want to pass that on if it is a genetic thing. I do think it's genetic. It just, her being preemie exaggerated it and made it worse. So, but yeah, this is our other little Killer Blast. The first one you saw is up for sale. She is up for grabs. She's had her first 4 meals and then some. I mean, she's almost a year old at this point. But this girl is definitely staying right here. And she's a great ambassador animal. Just, y'all, look at those eyes. Gorgeous, gorgeous little ball python. And there you have it. Closing thoughts on the spider gene. Yes, there's some really bad extreme cases, but that is the minority. Majority of spiders, you know, it's a no wobble at all. It's a minor wobble. I would say for the majority, it's just a minor wobble. Nothing that's going to interfere with them eating. Nothing that's going to interfere with their health at all whatsoever. And then again, you got a bunch that don't have a wobble at all. And that's okay too. That's even better. You know, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong. You have a spider without a wobble, that's a good thing. It doesn't mean you were lied to or anything like that. There's no law that says all spider ball pythons have neurological issues. So, and I also think that, you know, just banning every single morph that has spider in it, like, is a bit too extreme. Sorry, Europe. Sorry. But I am not with you on that page. Just, again, maybe just don't inbreed. don't inbreed them, you know, like, just, and if they have a bad wobble, don't breed it. You know, if you find one that has a bad wobble, rescue it, keep it as a pet, don't breed it. If you find one that's healthy and does not have that issue, breed it. Or if it's just a very, very minor one, breed it. And eventually, that neurological issue is going to be non-existent because it's not getting passed on anymore. If we step in and do not breed the ones with the bad neurological issue, eventually it's just going to phase out and we'll be left with totally healthy spider ball pythons. So that being said, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so that way you get notified whenever I post new videos. And I will see you next time. Bye.